The things that I wrote.
You what?
The things that I wrote. Salima, please, you know, but don't put music.
So just wait to make my video.
Your life, oh.
It has started.
Your life, you are saying 44 minutes.
No, end it.
No, end it. Why?
It have already started.
No,
No, first end it.
End it, that's already seen you. Even if I edit, people will still see it, so there's no essence. Hello guys, welcome to my life. I know nobody is on this live today, just me and Salima. Where's your phone? Connect to my live. Open your phone.
How comes that they saw it?
So let me share this to Salima. Oh my god. So what is this? Okay. Hi guys, welcome to my life. Is you? Yeah. Just keep it. So on today's video, look here. Salima, you here? Why is it making like this? Unable to change. Okay. So today we are going to have a very brief action and answering question. So I'm Vanessa from Cameroon and
I'm Salma from Uganda.
the voice is too low.
Yeah, I'm Salma from Uganda.
So today I have a list of questions I want to ask her. So
Let me see.
it's not even you, it's somebody else. Wait. This one had ended. But that is not showing. Don't know. Go life. It's not a chocolate. I'll miss if you are paying.
You see?
Okay, it's live. But it's not showing.
Okay.
Leave it like that. So today we are going to be talking about. I have some questions for you. Okay. So the first thing I want to ask you is, I think I should share this my life to many people.
Like one who?
Share. Okay. Aha. This life is not for the weak, oh. It's for the strong. So we have zero, zero viewer. No wahala. This is our first time doing a live video. So maybe somebody can be watching the video because we're watching the video. No. So first and famosely, Salima, what do you have to tell people? How many Middle East countries have you visited?
I think there are three.
Three?
Yeah.
Wow. She has got to three Middle East countries. Okay. Middle East, which are
The first one was Kuwait.
hmm.
I went there for my studies.
Studies?
Yeah.
You study in Kuwait. Interesting.
Then the second was Oman.
What were you studying in Kuwait?
Yeah, I was given a scholarship by some organization in our country. So I was all along I've been in Muslim schools. I've been to Muslim schools. So I had a chance to get that scholarship
Okay.
to go there. But I reached there when some things there like somehow hard, a little bit hard.
How hard?
There is hard to learn Arabic.
They speak only in Arabic, they don't speak in English.
So I failed to manage. So I had to go back home.
So you came to Kuwait and then you went back home. Wow. So that means you really like this Middle East, because me, if I go to somewhere and it's not moving, I just going back to my country and I don't come back. Okay, so you went to Kuwait, but there was a scholarship, so of course you could manage.
It was for Arabic. Learning Arabic, what and what? Arabic.
But I thought Arabic is the same like Muslim.
It's the same, but it's a little bit difficult.
It's a little bit difficult. Yeah. Like it's a different thing. Oh, because for me, in my own point of view, I thought maybe this Arabic and Muslims, since they have the same culture, is the same thing. So that's what I was thinking. Okay, so the second country went to was
Oman.
Oman. So what are you doing there?
There I went to work.
You went to work. So how was the situation there in Oman?
So far the situation wasn't bad, but I completed my contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were thinking Bahrain is a more better place for you to come and stay. So when you came to Bahrain, how did you see the experience? Or how did you find yourself? Or how did you, let's say...
Bahrain is a good country.
Yeah.
But again, it's hard.
It's hard. Hi everyone, you're welcome to my life. My elder sister. Okay.
Yeah, Bahrain is a hard country. Is a free country, but
so for example, like, let's say you have to advise somebody on talking, or advise somebody to come to any of this Middle East. Which country are you going to advise somebody to come to? Yeah, why are you shy? They're saying you're shy. She's not opening her mouth. Please be audible so they can listen to you.
Coming in Bahrain, I think I would have referred someone to go to countries like Kuwait.
So Kuwait is more better than Bahrain. Yeah. But you know, before I heard in Kuwait, or I know in...
The bad thing in Kuwait is just racism.
Racism. So there's racism in Kuwait more than in Bahrain?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you know, I know a lot of people who go to Kuwait, usually they go for house help, and majority of them are for house help. They don't go for the normal job. So you went there for studies and you did not work, so you don't know how it works.
I don't know how it works, but for studying it's fine. But I failed to manage the language, the words. Things were not easy, so I had to go back home.
So now, your advice to somebody who is traveling to any of these Middle East country, are you going to tell the person, okay,
I advise someone not to come to Bahrain.
Her name is Salima or Salma. You're welcome, Besties. Her name is Salima. This is how she speaks normally. So for her to shout or be audible, maybe we'll have to bring the village people to come here, because this is how she normally speaks.
I'm not advising anyone to come to Bahrain.
Why do you say you should not advise anybody to come to Bahrain?
You see, in Bahrain?
Yeah. Okay, she's speaking for her own personal perspective.
Not my own person. But it's not only me that have been suffering in Bahrain.
Yeah.
But there are many people who are quiet, who can't speak out.
Okay.
In Bahrain. Coming in Bahrain, it's like you want come in the camp and go to do housemaid job. No, people will force you to come in Bahrain. We have a problem of agents.
Okay, agents.
Agents.
But now
We will tell you to come to Bahrain,
Yeah.
this and this and this. When you reach in Bahrain,
you don't see all those things.
it's another story.
So now the issue with Bahrain is the problem of the agent. So do you think Bahrain have jobs where you can hustle or find something in a short while? For your own personal perspective, what do you think about Bahrain? Because for me, I was very lucky enough when I came to Bahrain. Because before coming to Bahrain, I was in the UAE. So I stayed in the UAE for 1 year, not even up to 1 year before coming to Bahrain. And for me, my mind was not in the UAE. So my mind was, everything about me was in Bahrain. So I had to come for my own personal reasons. And
like Bahrain.
Apart from me liking Bahrain, I had my own. What I don't understand is why a white collar person will hate a black collar person in it's absurd. Race word, usually the racism, I'm not going to be bad, but majority of the people who are racist are the Filipino.
In Bahrain.
Yeah. Majority of the people are Filipino, like they don't they're not they're just few of them are friendly, okay? So
and when we talk about the few of them, you are lying.
Few of them, majority of them are
there.
All of the Filipinos are racist. This is what you think?
Yeah, they pretend.
They pretend to be good. Now her question
they
is,
are racist more than the natives. The natives in the country.
So like when you're in Kuwait, you face more difficulties with these people, like the Filipino, or in
the school I was in, we are following the law, the Sharia law. The girls alone have to be in your quarters. Then even you can take a month without seeing a man anywhere. It was a school. There are so many laws, Muslim laws, not even Muslim laws, like the way you call Muslim some of them we call them tabriks.
Tabriks.
Yeah. The believer, we are following those laws of believers.
Okay.
Not seeing any man. Don't even remove your veil. You are. Yeah. We are in a caste of girls only. Then even boys only.
Okay, so boys and girls are separate. But that is how it has always been. Because I feel even in Bahrain, boys like in their accommodation, boys stay in their own places and girls stay in their own place. So we have a question here from Race World. I heard Arabs maltreat girls, especially house help. Is it true?
The what? Come again?
I heard Arab maltreat girls, especially the house help. Is it true? Now, what do you think about this?
But guys, don't forget that I'm a Muslim. Okay. Then I'm dressed like this.
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim. So you don't expect me to say anything bad about my religion.
No, you're not saying bad. You're just saying the truth. If this is what they do, this is sincerity. It's not,
The problem I found in Arabs, if you are black skinned or you are from Africa, these Arabs, if you are to date them, it's a risk.
Okay. Dating them is a risk.
It's a risk.
Why?
For them, they have that habit of marrying there.
Now, our question is, do they maltreat the house help? This is where you're dodging. Okay, from me.
For ladies, they do it, but for men, no.
No. For ladies, they can maltreat.
Men, there is a way they treat men, even if it's an Arab, even if it's an American, the way they treat ladies, they respect ladies.
And she's asking that like they can beat them up or take everything you have. Okay, because I have seen
a woman can do that to a woman, but a man
cannot do that to. But a man can do that to a man.
Yeah.
But a man cannot do that to a woman, and a woman can do that to a woman, but cannot do it to a man. So it's the same. Let's say the same sex that do this to the people.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get your point. But so this was her question. She has answered the question that majority of the people who are maltreated or are treated badly are, let's say, from the ladies. For example, if you're working for a lady like you're doing the house help job, the lady will maltreat you, but for the husband or the man to maltreat you, it's something which does not happen on a regular. So this is what Salima is saying. Okay, I've never done house help job, but I've had a lot of people who complain about house help.
I've never done it, but that's the what they treat. You see these men, the Arab men, even they are the same people who help those maids to run away from their houses.
Really?
Yeah. How do you expect someone to help someone to run away from the house and the same person treating the same person bad?
Yeah.
Sometimes they are forced by their wives to treat those maids the way
Bad.
they bad, but for the men, there's a way they respect us ladies.
Okay. So from your own opinion or from
Yeah.
what you're trying to say is that the men are more better when interacting or working with the ladies
Yeah.
compared to a lady working with a lady. Because
It's not even in housemaids.
Mhm.
No, even other jobs, what and what, coffee shops, what and what. The men, there's a difference of working under a man and working under what?
a lady. Mm-hmm.
A man will know your pain, and
Okay.
lady won't know.
So okay, for example, you think I have a staff I'm working for, and I would just want to treat her bad. But for your own personal perspective, why do you think a lady wants to treat another lady badly?
I don't know. Ladies, we are like that.
I'm not like that, though. I cannot treat my fellow woman badly.
But ladies are like that.
There is this sort of competition that
Yeah.
make them, or what?
Competition is there. I don't know for the ladies. For us, we don't know that sometimes there is suffering. We don't know. Once I come in someone who's once I come in
Yeah.
for marriage, what
Mhm.
and what. When I get a man who has everything, I will not know that there's someone who is suffering. No,
Okay.
that's none of my business. For me, I just see that I'm now here. I'm what? Ladies were like that. I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So even if you are suffering, for her doesn't mind, doesn't do what. It's like
Okay, because now let's go to the question about getting jobs in Bahrain. So, do you think if somebody, okay, let's say somebody in your country tells you, please, I don't want to stay anymore in Uganda. Uganda is so tough for me. I want to come to Bahrain. I have the money to come to Bahrain. I don't want to stay anymore in Uganda. I want to come to Bahrain and I want to work. I want to get money. I want to hustle. What are you going to tell this person?
Bahrain currency is good.
Bahrain currency is good.
Very, very, very good.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the question is, will the person have a job?
If you are coming from your mother home expecting to get a job in Bahrain immediately, my friend, don't bother yourself.
So if you're coming to get a job immediately, you're not going to get one.
You see, I came in Bahrain 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, my visa was 6 month visa.
Okay.
I spent those 6 months without a job.
Without a job.
Being all along of those 6 months, I was being refunded by my family. My family sends the rent, do what and what. When I don't have a job in Bahrain, imagine 6 months.
So now I don't know if this issue about having a job has to do with the grace of God or something, because I have seen a lot of people who come to Bahrain and they say they don't have jobs and it's difficult to get a job and stuff. But let me give you an example, okay? When I went to the mall, yeah, city center, right?
Yeah.
I went to city center one day to look for a job, not for me. I was looking for a job, and then when I got there, the person I was working with, the person we're looking jobs together, everybody was asking about me, like, do you need a job? I have a job. I had not printed a CV and I was not preparing to leave my job site.
Yeah.
Because where I'm working, I'm actually very comfortable there, so I was not planning to leave my job or anything. So I felt like, so there are so many jobs here, but how come people cry that they don't get jobs? Is it that they don't go to the right places or what? But personally, I think when looking for a job, it has to do with your dressing code. What do you think?
It's not all about the dressing code.
Okay, do you think?
You see, before me coming to revive coffee shop, I've been even there is a job where I went and I worked for 1 day.
You work for 1 day?
1 day. I worked for 1 day, just 1 day. In the morning, they called me the next day, sent messages on WhatsApp. They did what and what. I was not cheap.
Why? What happened?
It was in Bahrain. You can reach somewhere. We give job. The problem we have in Bahrain, the employers, or we call it employers. The employers, they exploit workers.
Okay.
Most especially if you are from Africa, they exploit us.
Okay.
They use us.
Mm-hmm.
You can come, the way he or she welcomes you when he's eager for you to work for her
Yeah.
or him,
Mm-hmm.
it's very different when you start working
In the company.
Imagine.
Okay.
So me, I went to the the way they were calling. I went to that coffee shop. I worked, but when I for sure, I want to say the coffee the cafe name. No, I won't mention it. But the way he was welcoming me, but when I came into the job, only one day, he showed his shoe,
Showed you the real colors.
the real colors.
You know, this similar thing happened to me. I was working in one cafe. I went there for an interview. Wait, we have a question. Is it advisable to get a job before coming or to come to Bahrain before searching? So our question is it advisable to get a job before coming to Bahrain, or is it advisable for you to be there before searching?
To be there.
To be there. So her answer
And
is
you
to be there. Because
But if you are to be there,
yeah.
make sure that you will be able to handle the pressure.
Okay. I need to fix this a bit.
Make sure you'll be able to handle the pressure.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's the problem with Bahrain here. Because you see, if you go in Turkey, Turkey, they won't be on your neck to make this extension, to make what, but Bahrain is I don't know, it's a trading center. for God's sake, Bahrain is a trading center. Everything there is business in it. Everything. Even if they imprison you, you have to buy a ticket from air ticket from the prison.
The prison.
Imagine this is a trading center. Everything. How can you tell a person that you've spent in Bahrain for a while, you came with a visiting visa for 1 month. The 1 month finishes without a job. You have to make extension. Extension. I think extension a date's around 5 BD a day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
5 BD. So, and the money for Bahrain is if you get that money, it's much.
Yeah.
But looking for it, it's hard. So I don't know. Would you manage to look for that 1 BD every day? Extension. This is a trading center.
Yeah. Now another question is, but if the employers exploit workers, isn't there a trade union for employees or office where they can be reported, like where they can report these employers?
Come to that question.
Now
I think we are together in that thing. These employers, they are very, very tricky. And they think they know. They think they know more. Some people will just leave things to go. But you can report. I don't know how they cut the things. The offer letter and the what?
Contract.
And the contract.
Yeah.
Because how can you tell a person that? Let me take an example.
Yeah.
Have my friend. Let me use my friend. She came in Bahrain and she got a job. She has been on that job for 4 months. 4 months. And she signed the offer letter. But within the 4 months, before her coming to that job, he came on the visitor visa. That visitor visa was around 6 months. Then he looked for a job when the visa is remaining only 2 months to get expired. So he spent those 2 months in that company. He spent 2 months in that company
without getting a visa.
Okay. And the same company took
another 2 months.
2 months.
So that's 4 months.
Yeah, without giving her visa. Then after giving her visa, she has only run 1 month on the visa. And they are the same people telling her that they are terminating her.
Okay.
And they are the same people they are counting this the month where she got the visa from.
Yeah.
So how can you tell me that I will spend there 4 months in the company and you are firing me?
Okay.
And the offer letter says I should work for 3 months. After that 3 months, I'm not going to be fired.
Yeah.
You have to tolerate all my behaviors, all my what. After those 3 months, yet the person has spent 4 months and it's going to run the 3 months in the company. So, for my the advice I give to the people who are expecting to come to Bahrain, don't bother yourself.
Okay, now her question is that is there any office or any place we can report these employers who exploit the employees?
There is.
Which one?
There is. I don't know that office, but there is. You can go to the police. and
Okay.
report. But that employee, some employees, I don't know.
Some employers.
Like when you come to this country, it's like there's no corruption.
Yeah.
And you can't witness any corruption case anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But this country, there is corruption.
Okay. So
you won't. I'm very sure you won't be able to fight with a native.
Okay.
Like how us we can be in Africa,
mm-hmm.
you can fight anyone. But here, even as even the way we behave in Africa,
mm-hmm.
even here in Bahrain, the natives behave like that.
Mm-hmm.
So no one will listen to your language.
Okay.
They will only listen to that person who speaks Arabic.
Okay, now, so do you think if you're in a situation where maybe your employer is treating you so badly, do you think if you can report to them, because we have the labor office, the labor market, that it's there to protect us, the employers, do you think the employees, do you think if you go and channel this matter to them, they are not going to see anything into what you have to say?
I don't have an idea on that.
Because I had one of my colleagues before I worked in my former company. She had an issue with my boss because my boss was not paying salary on time. Actually, my boss was not paying her salary on time. So it was like, before you have to get salary, you have to maybe kojo, you have to beg, you have to see maybe your mother has swallowed spoon or your brother has swallowed a plate before this money can come out. So she reported this issue to the labor office, and then the labor office spoke to him and like gave him a warning and so on, and then immediately he paid the lady. So I don't know if this works only for some particular people or it works for everybody. The question is, I heard they no longer give visas for visiting, so how can I come there without an employment visa, since you said it's advisable before getting? I'm going to answer this question for you as well. When it comes to the employment visa,
Welcome back.
Thank you. When it comes to the employment visa, right?
Hello guys.
I'm live, please.
Hello guys. Hello ladies.
I'm live.
Hello.
I love you people, eh? So, regarding this question, of course, they make the employment visa, but you just come and go straight to the company. Some companies take the money and give you this employment visa. You come and then you start hunting for your jobs. 1 minute. Salima, 1 minute. Okay. Because you put coffee, you just cancel this thing.
Hello.
No, you can talk, but don't put music like loud. I don't want loud. So yeah, they're going to give you this employment visa, but you're not going to work in their company. They will just take the money, and then, because anybody can give you that employment, any employer can give you this employment visa. Because majority of the time, some employers have jobs they want to give to people, or this CPR they open
What?
this stuff we have there. Or is it PCR or is CPR? I will remember that name and come back to it. So majority of the time, these employers have open visas where they can give people their visas to come and work. But a lot of people tend to take it and then bring people, and you come and look for your job. And for the employment visa, it's so expensive. So expensive. It's in Cameroon currency, it's like 1 million.
But in Uganda currencies, 4
million.
4 million.
So in convert that currency to bahrain, it's like how much?
4 million. 400 dinar.
400 dinar.
Yeah.
It's even cheap, because our own is like 600 dinar is our 1 million.
You see, bringing a person from Ghana and from Cameroon is expensive.
From Ghana and from Cameroon,
Yeah.
as compared to Uganda.
Countries, yeah, those two countries, they are very expensive to bring someone here. It's very hard.
Okay. Yeah, so you can come with the employment visa if somebody has because I have somebody who,
But coming on visitor visa, come on your own risk.
yeah, come on your own risk.
And you know that.
Of course I know.
Pretending. Come on your own risk.
I know.
Unless you get a boss immediately who will change your visa into employment visa.
Now, but wait, can you be a black? Can a black person succeed to win a white person in court in a situation of reporting your own employer?
My dear. Come on again.
For example, if for example you take your boss to the court and the boss is at the wrong side, do you think you can win this your boss at the court?
It's so brave. Do you think it's possible?
For me, I think it's possible. I've seen
It's
the
not
situation.
impossible.
It's not impossible, right?
Yeah.
So of course you can win your boss at the court, but the thing is, I
It
feel like
depends on which boss. There is a boss where you go when even the police knows the boss, even when you know that experience in Africa.
okay,
You can reach to someone when it's well known, we would be able to defeat that person.
well known. So do you think, okay, for example, if
Unless
a well known,
unless you have an inferior boss, but those superior boss,
yeah,
it's very difficult. They will just put on your mind.
okay, so well understood. So what she's saying is that if you have a boss who is inferior or somebody who is very popular, there is a high chance for you to lose that case. But if it's somebody who is not that popular, right? That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
If it's somebody who is not that popular, you're going to win that case. But you know, I don't think there's anything like corruption in Bahrain or in all this Middle East. Because what I know is, once you do something wrong, whether you're Bahraini or not a Bahraini, once you're taken to court, this matter is going to be followed. Right?
With experience. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Let's put the feeling aside, but put the experience. Yes. Through experience. There are so many people outside there who are keeping quiet, but they have suffered some same situations.
So do you think if these group of people go and report? In fact, I don't know how this law works. Please, if you are watching, help us share so others can join the chat. Oh, thank you.
For what?
Okay. So for her personally, she thinks there are some bosses that are superior, and of course, if you take them to the court, there's nothing you're going to do about it. They are going to win the case. But for me,
And you know the example.
yeah,
You know the example.
I don't know. Let me
Put that
tell you.
aside. No, we put that aside.
No, we know the example.
We know the
And do you want to try this? If you try this, you're going to win this issue in court.
I don't want to give it a try.
Don't give it a try.
I
Because
don't
the
want
first
to
thing you
waste my
have to
time.
know
Yeah.
is when you're working somewhere, or when you start working somewhere, or when you want to work somewhere, what is more important? So when you're working somewhere, or when you want to start working somewhere, what is very important for you is you as an individual, you should know your rights, like your do's and the don'ts in the company. When you're reading your contract, you should be sure about what you're reading and what you're signing.
And you know that rules are made to be broken.
Rules are meant to be broken by same us, right? So of course, when you're applying or you're accepting something, you should be certain, you should focus, you should have it in mind that okay, this thing I'm going in for is the right thing. Do you get my point? For example, okay, I worked in one company. I think I worked there for 1 week and I resigned. I worked in the company just for 1 week.
For me, one day was enough.
And I stopped. The first day I went there for an interview, I went there, one of my friends dropped me at the interview place. The place where I went for the interview. So when I went there, they were so excited to see me.
Yeah,
the way I was talking, you know. Who is making a comment behind? Kenneth, what is he saying?
It would help you.
What would help me?
No, just
Okay, wait.
just sit here.
Thank you, Kenneth. Just be watching, okay? I just needed to be here. Thanks for your advice. My colleagues have me like my backbones on my YouTube channel. Okay, so when I went there for an interview, the first day I went for an interview, these people were so happy. They wanted me to work. I mean, they wanted me to work ASAP.
They are like
They
that.
went. My former boss, the boss I was working with, God know that is the best person I worked with, Mr. Ali. That was the person I was working with. So when his company shut down, he was not having money anymore to start up a company or where the restaurant we're working in, Cafe Arabica. It was a big cafe. It was a dine in, and it was so beautiful. It was big, but he did not have the money to, finance all this. And then what happened was, he told us he was going to shut down because, sorry, I cannot continue. I don't have money, this and that.
Did he left the visa?
No, my visa was with me.
You had your own visa.
His visa was still with me. He told me, I'm going to open your mobility when you get a job. So even if I did not get a job within 4 months, no problem. He was willing and ready to open my mobility when I get a job. So when I went to this other company, this company had heard so many trash about them. Like, they were saying so many things about them. But you know the good part about this company? When you work and you sell, let's say if you sell 10 BD if you sell 100 BD for a day, they give you a commission of 10 BD. So I was gaining almost 10 BD every day, or 5 BD, or 6. I was getting money every day from that company. But you know, when you're working somewhere, you don't have peace of mind. There is no way. So when I went there the first day, they were so friendly. They were, oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, I wanted to work and stuff.
I was advising someone, never got a job where you find the workers more welcoming at the first place.
More welcoming.
Those who are more welcoming, they are the one who spread everything.
Really?
Better go in a job where someone
will snub at you,
will look at you and not speak, because that the behind the scenes of that smiles.
Yeah.
If you would have talked to God and told that, my dear God, can you open the behind the scenes of those smiles? You will not like.
The smiles are so fake.
So fake. Don't go on the job where they exaggerate smiles. Everyone, wow.
But you know, the first job, the restaurant job I started working in, this Cafe Arabica. You know Yves, the guy we're working on. The first day I went there to work, the two people, like the manager of the company, her name is Abby. Oh my God, it's like she should eat me. She was so happy. She wanted me to be, and even Yves was so happy. Now we had one girl. She was Uganda. She did not like me at all. And it was showing.
And after fearing God, fear Ugandans.
After God, fear Ugandans. She did not like me at all. I know I was trying everything to get close to her. We're roommates, or we're sleeping in the same room.
You are making a mistake. Why do you? You know that I'm from that country. I'm sorry to say so. I'm from Uganda, and I know my countrymen, how they behave.
How did they behave?
I know.
Sneaky or what?
No.
Because the way she was making with me when I just joined, she was so happy and she was like, oh, Vanessa and stuff. But the Uganda girl, she didn't want to see me. She didn't want to lay eyes on me.
Even if he's a man,
they have their own way. You should just eat with them with a long spoon.
Avoid.
So, but they were nice with me, so I
even not preventing.
Kennedy, welcome to my life.
I avoid them completely.
Okay, this is
so
an advice.
The mistake was yours. Avoid them completely.
But you know, for me, I just like being friendly, and I felt like, okay, this is my African sister, so we are going to, interact or get to know each other more. But I did not know I was getting myself into one deep shit. And the worst part of it is why she was getting more upset is because my boss was showing a lot of concern towards me.
They had that competition. I think they are similar to Philippines. Yeah, I think they are similar. They are similar to the Philippines.
But I don't think they are racist, because I know for sure
we are not racist. But
we are all African, but some of us are too rough against each other.
Thank you for that comment.
Kennedy, what do you mean by some of us are too wrong for that comment?
Thank you very much for that comment, my dear.
Oh, Rework, I'm so sorry for your network. Your network is messing you up. So sorry. We are all Africans, but some of us are rough against each other. But yeah, of course we are Africans, but I know all Africans are not going to act the same, or they're not going to be the same, of course, right?
100% get 5%. Who will attract good? Who will attract? Who will treat you in the right way? On 100%,
yeah,
5% will manage to do that. 5%.
So majority
so
of them
don't ever go in a place and you find that card and you'll be like, hey, you end up messing up.
Why would someone not like you? I mean, it sounds strange because to me you're a lovable person. Oh, so sweet. But you know, a lot of people might not like the energy I bring to the table because my energy is very positive and I hate getting negative because once I get negative, I don't know how to turn it back into positive. I get so negative, I get so bad when I'm bad. So, so of course, one of the things we have to debate on is about being positive with ourselves, right? And okay, so like we talk about this person coming to Bahrain. You shouldn't come to Bahrain if you don't have.
Come to Bahrain when you have an employment visa, and you can buy that employment visa when you are still in your country. You can buy it. I know you can. I know anyone can. Because you see me, I came on the visa for 6 months. Everyone was wondering, oh, my friends I'm hanging out with, they came on the visa 1 month, 2 weeks. Me, I moved in Bahrain free for 6 months. And that month was enough to look for myself a job. Imagine.
But I want to ask you something, Salima. You came to Bahrain 6 months and did not get a job. How is it that we are not going to places to look for jobs or what?
At first, I had negative on that job. Remember, I was financed with my family. My family used to finance through.
You were already family's baby,
Yeah.
so they were taking care of you, and you did not see any need to really struggle about it.
Then I saw it, my visa is ending, so I was like, how am
You
I
are
going
shaking.
to manage to get another visa? You know, all my life is like I like moving freely, doing everything freely. I'm a person who can't stay in a house for 2 hours. Staying in a house for 2 hours, that's a miracle on my side. So I like moving freely every time. Don't want to sit down. So I was like, I had to look for a job in order not to look for a job in order not to get money. No, my target was to look for a job in order
to get your documents.
To get a job in the document. That was my target. I'm not going to like anyone.
Okay.
But that was my target. And after getting that target, I was relieved. I was like,
are you the first child, the second, the third, or the last?
The last.
Of course. So I'm the first child. So my target was to look for a job to pay my needs. I have siblings back home. I have to assist. I'm the first. So I was not even interested about the document. What my interest was to get the hustling, to get the cash. This is where my interest came from. This is why when such
everyone has different targets.
Everyone has different. So right now you're telling me if you're looking for a job and they tell you, okay, we're not going to pay you, we're going to give you a document. You're okay with it?
I can't. I rather go in the bar. Spend my time in that than spending my time in that job. I rather spend my nights, my days in the bar than spending time in that course. Now I know. You know we have that mentality. Let me call it kiddish mentality.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm looking for a job, I want just this and this. But once you get that thing, there is something again you want.
Humans are never satisfied.
You can't get satisfied. You know, once you go, I'm a Muslim, once you pray to Allah and you say, Allah, you know what, I want documents. Once you get documents, everything is done. After getting the documents, you are like, Allah, I want money, I want this and this. So things keep on changing. You keep on asking more and more. So I don't know whether like
don't mind him. Okay, I'm back. Sorry guys for the interruption. I had to fix up some things with my colleagues.
So I was saying that you can keep on more and more asking for God. So after getting that job, everyone is praying, I want to get a job. So once you get, it's like, once you are still in Africa, let me take an example. Let me count in my country's currency in Uganda. Once you get a job which pays 20, okay, let me say 20 big a day.
20 big a day is too small now.
It's too small in Bahrain.
Okay, in a day.
But when you are in a month. But when you are in your country, that money,
it's too much. That 20 BD, of course, there are people who earn that amount. You sure people earn 35 BD,
Yeah.
35 BD in my country is 50,000.
Yeah.
They earn every month. Those people would save money, pay house rent, cook, pay school fees, do everything with that money.
The money you get is the problems you get.
The more money you get, the more problems
you get. The more problems you get. So in Africa,
yeah.
So by the all my life, so even in Africa, I was working in a 5-star restaurant. You the money you receive. I used to receive 25 BD a month, and apart from that 25 BD a month, every day I used to receive around 2 BD, like tip from customers. It was a restaurant.
Yeah.
So that money you get, it's the problems you have on by that time. They are the problems. That money is enough for that problems. But once you keep on adjusting the situation. Now I'm in Bahrain. I came in Bahrain. My first apartment, I was paying rent for 150.
150.
150.
People's salary. You're paying for 150. Well, this
Not
girl, you're a
enough.
money girl. You have money.
Not having money. You're not the life where you have a visa. Imagine
6 months. You don't have any stress. There's nothing you should worry about. Because this life itself is not balanced. It's simple, dear. You can't get everything you want in life. Okay,
Yeah.
Kennedy, thank you for the comment.
So like it was like the month just come. I say, Mom, you know what? Rent time is ready. How much they want? 150. She just pays. Then there's a time I reached when I'm asking about I wanted to buy my own visa, employment visa.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I have to look for
400 BD.
400 BD. And my mom told me, you know what? Now you are no longer sharp. You are no
They
longer
were done with you,
Yeah, I'm
because
done.
they were taking care of you from the time you were back home till now.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, Kalas, we are finished with her. If she does not want to,
Yeah, she let me look for a job.
so you had to hustle at
I
that
had to
moment.
answer by the moment. Imagine it took 3 months remaining my visa too.
And you were shaking, you know, that time. And you know, before that period, around I think September or something, they were carrying people to Africa, sending them back to their countries. And if you don't have documents, stuff like that,
I have to look for my I had to call phone. Imagine calling people you've been. You know when you come out.
Yeah.
There's abandoned. Some people had to call them, tell them
tell them your problem and explain to them what was going on.
And mom was like, the situation is you have to pay for your visa. So if you don't want to pay, I won't give you that for
400 BD.
I won't give you that money. Look for a job.
So now you are the
So
point
I will
of
finance
hustling.
you for this remaining month. Then you look for a job. Immediately after looking for a job, you go in accommodation.
Wow.
I was like, Mom.
You're like, I'm done. I'm
I
done.
can't stay in accommodation.
You're like, I'm done.
I thought she's joking. I'm not saying in accommodation. She's joking. This is the last month I'm paying for rent. I'm no longer paying rent. So I had to pack all my things.
So your main interest was just that document. You just wanted to get the document.
Then after getting that document, you can't call the family again.
No, of course.
You can't.
What do you want to tell them?
Hustle. So I was like, I have to hustle. I have to get a job. I have to be serious on the job.
Yeah.
I was like, so things keep on changing. You come with another target, you get
and
that
target.
You end up to another target.
But you know what I do on, like, every year? What I do is I have this book where I write my targets down and stuff I want to accomplish every year. So when I get, like, last year, 2022, there are certain things I desperately wanted to achieve those things. Okay, so I wrote them down. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. At the end of the year, like, let's say I wrote down 4 things. You know, inside the 4 things, I was able to accomplish 3. So I think about making your target, you also have to write them down. Because when you write them down somewhere, you come back and look at it. I had
my Uganda teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She was very old lady, but she was very tough. She had the habit of asking us, do you have your targets on your bed?
Yeah.
So you had to write the targets.
Write it down.
And you hang them on the bed.
Yeah.
You know, African beds, like, put them. I never went in boarding school all my life. I've been day school. The only boarding school I was Kuwait. Because I wasn't in my mother country. So my mother was a bright lady. She used to take me in Muslim schools. She knew how stubborn I am.
Yeah.
No Catholic school can handle me. Only Muslim schools. So that lady was very tough on that target. You have to build your target.
Yeah.
Even in her book for Uganda, behind it and in front.
Yeah.
You have to build the target.
Yeah, this is how I was grown also.
So she would have come to the class. What is your target? Show me your target.
Yeah.
Just on one person.
Exactly.
And she used not to beat us. She used to bring those people who have corrupt and beating and beat us because of a target. You have to build the target.
So what advice can you give us who have not traveled before or are planning to travel? What advice can you give them?
Traveling is a good thing. Why am I saying this? When I was still in my mother country, I never knew that I would suffer some consequences.
Like what consequences?
Yeah, people are suffering, by the way. People in Canada, people are suffering abroad. Abroad. Have you ever been in a country whereby you are thinking about of killing yourself?
Killing?
Yeah.
Depression?
Depression.
God forbid. It shall not be your portion.
Have a strong mind.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%, 60%, they are not suffering that situation of depression. But there are so many people who are suffering those consequences. I was on TikTok last time. There is a country in Uganda, it's called Bahrain in Uganda. There is a lady who said he has been in Bahrain for 8 months without visa. So how he got a job, she got a job, her boss told her that you should do what? You should give the extension. You should pay for the extension.
Extension, yeah.
So after the girl paid for extension, her boss told her, you have to go back home, and I sent you an employment visa so that you can come.
That is the normal way it's supposed to be done. Normally, that is how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah. So the girl was like, she wants someone who can help her on the ticket.
Yeah.
Ticket money so that she can go back home, and her boss brings her again. How can you trust that boss? He's an Arab. How can you trust him or her 100%? You can go back home and you just get another work immediately.
Exactly.
So I was like, look at the girl. 8 months in Bahrain. You've paid for every extension. Now the boss is like, sir, I don't have access to that girl. I would have told her that get at least 40 BD. You go somewhere, we have that type of making dummy tickets.
Yeah.
You make a dummy ticket.
And you show.
And you will think that you are moving out. And the boss just put in the
visa.
So the girl's like, they helped her to go to get the ticket, and I think the girl's going back home.
Okay.
And I can't trust someone to tell me go back home.
It's a risk. What if you go back home and you don't have the flight ticket to come back?
The boss, you can't trust these Arabs.
Yeah.
100%.
Of course.
Because you know they have.
In fact, you cannot trust humans 100%.
You can't.
Yeah.
It's not like these people from Europe. For them, the good thing people are there in Canada suffering, but they are under educated people.
Hi, Gran. Welcome to my life.
They are under educated people.
But the question here is, what advice are you going to give these people who have not traveled yet? What advice can you tell them?
They should travel so that they can experience something in life.
So what she's saying is, she has no advice, but you should travel and experience it yourself.
Because through experience, we learn more. So once you go back home, once you look at someone who calls you, give me this, you won't give off. I'm sorry to use this language because that's where I can. Even it's time for breaking fasting. I can use any language I want.
Okay.
You see this country. Sitting at home, you won't learn anything. Sitting at home, you won't learn anything.
Okay.
Sitting at home, you might hear someone, you call someone from abroad, give me this. You don't know what someone is facing.
Yeah.
So it's better you to come into that field. You see how much bullets will you handle. Because this one's like a battlefield.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a country where you don't know anyone, where you don't know what. When even a person from your country can betray you, it's like a battlefield.
Okay. Because, for example, when I was back home,
but it has been my life experience.
When I was back home,
and now I know. I know. So I reach something when I can't even fight someone, because I know you get experience. You know, and that in that suffering you can get something bigger. You can get something bigger. Because if my mother never put pressure on me, how will I manage to get the documents?
Yeah, how will you manage to look for a job?
Yeah.
You will just sit and relax and you'll be calling.
Imagine I got a job in my phone. My phone. Even not telling anyone that it me. Just my effort.
Yeah.
So you have to, in being in our mother countries, it's good. But it will be better when you have money. Everyone who wants money. Everyone, they will recognize you when you have your money.
They will recognize you when you have money. If you don't have money, you're not recognized in the society.
So you have to come in the battlefield.
And you battle with the field.
Yeah.
And then you see how it's going, if it's working for your favor or not.
So I'm not saying that, but people will have lacks.
But
I can suffer,
Mhm.
but someone
Is going to
is going to
enjoy.
enjoy.
Yeah.
So we have different.
Look, because you know, like you're saying, you were at home for 6 months without a job, and then
I
at
was
one
surviving.
point I'm like, how can you stay at home for 6 months without a job? You know, when even our boss closed that company, and when he closed the company, he how can I say, he asked one of his friend who had another restaurant. He recommended me to that his friend to go and work there. So when I went to the friend and then I gave my CV, the friend was like, no, I don't need your CV, your boss has told me everything about you. This was my own grace I had carried on my head. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Different.
everybody has his or her own grace.
Yeah.
So when my boss,
So don't be at home that say me I fear what and what. Don't fear.
yeah, you
Just
don't know where your
come.
own grace is. You don't know. Everybody has his own grace, so it's for you to try. And of
Yeah.
course, if it's not working,
Cause trust me, you can't go back home
you can,
unless you will it. But you can't go.
yeah,
back
because
home. No one can force you to go back home
unless you want to go back home.
unless you want.
Because there are times where, for example, okay, there are times where you look for this job and you're not seeing it. It's something. And you have a family back home that looks up to you and stuff, but you don't just want to give up. You just have to continue hustling.
People in European countries, people in Gulf countries, people everywhere are suffering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you are looking somewhere where you're going to suffer, no. Even if you go in Canada,
You're going to suffer.
Abroad is like that. Abroad is not easy.
It's just going to take some time for you to balance
Seeing
up.
a person who goes back home, for me, by the had I don't know. God, that's why what I'm passing through. God is just testing me. My family I have my uncle is in Norway. His brothers in Norway.
Mhm.
They used to come home, coming with laptops, tabs,
Phones,
everything, nice clothes, what and what. When I was like, I have to imagine, I have to go abroad.
Yeah.
I have to go abroad. Come what come, I have to go abroad. You admired the life they are in, but when I came in abroad, one of the brother to my uncle was about to commit suicide.
depression.
Imagine when they come to Africa, they even don't sleep. They spend their time in the bars. They what?
Yeah, they just
Us, we don't know
enjoy.
They enjoy.
Yeah.
Us, we don't know why they are enjoying. Us,
Yeah, because we don't know the struggling, the hustling, what is out there in the battlefield.
Sometimes they can come back when they have not brought you nothing. We're like, how comes the person from
travel without coming back? See, I had one of my uncle. He's so wealthy, but he came back to Cameroon. He did not.
People come in Africa.
Yeah.
They enjoy life, but when he knows when I'm going back, I'm like, oh. So people are here abroad, even if he's in Canada. Imagine the way I was told that story. There's a time I reached when I'm depressed, completely depressed, and my brother called me, told me, you see that guy you were admiring, your uncle's brother, he was about to commit suicide.
Yeah, depression.
Due to depression.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know about that.
They don't know what's happening here. In Canada, in everywhere, people are suffering. Imagine living in a country when you can pass nearby a white person and just spritz.
And you make like this. You know what happened to me one day in Dubai? I sat beside a Filipino and she removed her spray.
Imagine.
And then sprayed. I moved my own and made like this. I sprayed it all. How can you spray to what's on my body? I sat beside her in the metro and she did that.
I think those people, I don't know. I'm sorry to say so. It's like not I don't like Filipinos. Yes, I like them because I'm not racist. But they exaggerate. Yet our African country they are coming from, we are better than them.
In terms of education and everything.
Because you're still going in Uganda, you have to buy a visa if you want to, and what? But going to Philippines, you can't buy a visa. Just get a ticket. You go in Philippines.
Really?
Yeah. Just Malaysia, Philippines. Mm-hmm. You don't need a ticket. You don't need a visa.
Then I have to go to Philippines and visit it now. I heard it's a beautiful place.
But you are dreaming. Wake up.
That's what I heard.
Wake up. But the way they are mistreating people, I don't know. That trait is not good. Even if you are serving him without gloves, him or her without gloves, it's like, even as we are human beings, blacks, we are human beings.
Yeah.
We are human beings. So I don't know a person. You are a foreigner. I'm a foreigner. I'm what? We are from different countries. We are in a country which is not ours. But the way they behave, and they said a person was you are. So those people, us Africans, us foreigners.
But
we
do
are
you think
suffering.
there are some Africans that are not racist?
They are there. We are which are racist.
The Africans that are racist, right? So
They
I
are
don't
there.
think it's.
But we don't know them. But they are there.
Yeah.
They are there.
Yes, I know they're okay. For example, let me give an example. You see the Egyptians.
Yeah.
You see Egyptians or Moroccans. One of them, they don't.
Egyptians are dangerous.
They are the ones that like, they believe they are not Africans, you know.
And they are Africans. Yeah.
Just because they have that white skin, they don't want to be like. So I just feel like this is a country or a part of
even if you do what, even if you are from Africa, you stay as an African.
You stay as an African. You cannot.
Because you see, in Uganda, have those people who are brown, who are white, have even even the hair.
It's white.
But you stay as I'm from Uganda. I'm from Somalia. I'm from Sudan. You are from Africa.
Yeah.
You are from African continent. So
yeah.
No need to
refuse your nationality or something.
Just I don't know.
Because I know apart from Filipinos, there are some Africans that are also racist. There are some when I mean racist, like they are racist within themselves. There are some Africans that don't like Africans. There's some nationalities that don't like other African nationalities, and there are some African nationalities that don't like whites. Like they feel so, I don't know, inferior.
That racism is everywhere. You see in our country, even our parents, they have that racism, but it comes in terms of marriage, where a parent can tell you never and never marry this tribe.
Hey, something similar happened to my aunt.
Never and never marry this tribe. Even in working relations, it's there.
Yeah.
Where a father comes and tell you never and
you
never.
Know, before it used to happen like
so
that.
Racism is there, is everywhere, but some people.
No, that one is not racism. It's tribalism.
Tribalism. I don't know how can I call it, but it's everywhere. But some people exaggerate.
Yeah.
And they said you are abroad. I'm abroad. I'm not in. We are both of us. We are not in our mother countries. But the way you behave.
Yeah.
So some people there, if you have that habit, change.
So if you're racist, please try and change.
What they think God is from what? They think God. I'm asking. They think God is, and they told us that God is a white person. He's a white man.
And
they know that God is an Holy Spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not an African. He's from
Jerusalem.
Not
African. He's not what and what, but he's
he was born in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is not from Africa. It's in Egypt now.
But it's the Holy Spirit.
So
God, that's the Holy Spirit. It's just a spirit.
So now, what my colleague has said is that when looking for a job, and her advice is whether you are back home or anywhere, it's always good for you to come and look for a job here.
Of course.
So Kennedy, your question is, what advice do you give for anybody who is planning to travel? What she said is she does not have any advice. Abi, she said you should come and try.
Come and try. Give it a try.
Give it a try. If it does not work,
no one is supposed to go back home. No one is what? It's not a. Everyone who can go back home. Everyone who can decide to stay. Everybody has his or her own luck. So even if you try to go to Canada, it's the same thing. Unless you are going to Canada under a group called UN. I think they won't suffer.
UN, United Nation.
Yeah, United Nation. Under UN, you can go. So I have my friend in Turkey. Now she's 2 days now. He's in Canada. It was sponsored by UN.
Oh.
It's there.
But for me, I feel like there's some sort of security in Bahrain, because you rarely hear this issue of stealing and breaking into people's houses. These are things that I don't hear on a regular. Like, I've not even experienced it because I know this place is 100% safe.
European what? Oh, what? Gulf countries, European countries, you can't find that. It's only found in Africa.
European countries is safe? How come European countries is safe? I don't think so. For me, I think the Gulf countries are more safe.
In America,
children have guns.
People have guns. So you enter your lane. You enter his or her house when you know he has a gun, he's going to kill you. So you can't find those cases in those countries, but in Africa, it's rare when you are in the taxi, someone can grab your phone.
We don't have security back home. For example, if you just
But here,
mistakenly forget your phone in the car, forget about that phone, just go and buy a new one.
But
Because
you
they
can
don't
leave
see.
and you go back and you find your phone is there. So security issues here, very safe.
Perfect.
But those and those people who are telling that we have these visas. Visa for what? I'm saying visa. Please, my dear, don't try that. You end up suffering.
Mhm.
Don't try that person that we have an agent selling visa, doing this and this. We are making extension. Well, those people they are made.
Yeah,
Mad.
TIFs, thieves. They will thieves. They will steal your money and not give you
They
any
will
job.
make you to leave the country.
They can get you frustrated. I heard about one lady who is a Cameroonian. So she left Cameroon and came to Bahrain. The guy told her that she's going to come in, she's going to get a job, that she's going to stay in a hotel. I mean, the type of lies they told her. See, when it comes to this agency, you just have to be so careful.
So careful they are.
They took this lady, I think, 2.5 million, and at the end of the day, when she came to Bahrain, she had no job.
And most especially Ugandan guys, they are in that business. So
Oh
be
my
careful.
God, Uganda guys.
That's
The
why
Uganda
I'm
sister is
telling
selling you here. You better be careful.
That's why I'm telling you after paying go.
After God here in Uganda, because they can. They'll tell that they have visa, but if you don't have any visa, they'll carry your money and go.
And no, I can report that because this country has laws. If you are on visiting visa, you report a person.
See what happened to one of my friends who had a visa. She came to Bahrain, right? Then she was, God, these agents. In fact, I'm just done. I'm tired of them. This agent took this lady 2 million CFA and told this lady, okay, when you come to Bahrain, you're going to get a job, you're going to get this, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. And then when she came to Bahrain, her visa was 1 month visa, not even 1 year, not even 6 months, 1 year, 1 month visa. So she came with that 1 month visa. She was hustling, looking for a job, hustling. And what happened is she went and did part time. She went and worked in somebody's house.
Yeah.
So when she went to work in that person's house, I don't know what happened, what transpired. The El Mari came. The El Mari came there, and then
What did you be that?
what are you doing there? She's working, and they are asking the person, do you know this person? The person said no. They just carry her, repatriated her back to Cameroon. These agents, these people who are working on these agents, if you're
But
not
guys,
truthful,
it's like this. If you don't have visa, don't put yourself in risk. If you don't have a visa, it's better you sit home, sit in your hotel, sit in your apartment.
Hi Christian, welcome to my life.
Sit in your apartment. Keep quiet in your apartment.
Okay.
But that try and go part time. That's in part time. It's part time. The boss, the one who is, you will just say I don't know you, and it's right to say that I don't know you.
But this is being wicked. Why would you say you don't know somebody who has come
Because
to work in your house? Oh, he's going to pay fine.
He's going to be made to be paid to pay fine.
Maybe 1,000 BT.
How can you use the person who doesn't
have a visa?
That's even I think in their country it's that you have committed treason. You are betraying the country using a person without a visa. So
Thank you for the comments. Because when I heard this thing and the person was like, oh, I don't know this lady, I felt so bad. I'm like, how can you go work for somebody and the person tell you I don't know you? Like, this is not, of course you know me,
but
I'm working for you.
They must wish at most the suffering is done. Those people from our countries, they are the one who make us suffer those consequences.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you.
And I'm praying God should punish them.
Yeah, of course. There is karma. Karma is obviously going to deal with them.
Those people, like, they are the one who make people to suffer.
Yeah.
People
hating
their natives very seriously.
Yeah. They are the people.
Telling a person that you have a visa, I was saying this and this.
Of course.
I don't know. That's 300 for sure.
So majority of the people, like let's say somebody come and ask some center of money. These people who ask this type of money and then you come to Bahrain and you don't have a job and you cannot hustle. These are the people who suffer at the end of the day.
I had a friend. It wasn't my friend. Someone came. I was renting another apartment.
Yeah.
Then I went there. I found a girl. The girl was sleeping in the parlor. So I asked the guy, the owner of the house. I told him how comes that this girl was staying in the parlor. And the guy told me the girl came on 1 month visa. So he's looking for a job. That's better. Feel free with her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, anyway, it's none of my business. My purpose is I'm paying my apartment.
Yeah.
And as I told you, for me, sleeping in the house is a problem.
Yeah.
Once I've been in the house, someone is calling me. I'm feeling like something's
itching. You need to go. You just need to go.
I need to go out.
Yeah.
So I saw that girl one time. Then I sat with that girl. I asked her, how come that you don't have a visa? What? The girl told me I came on 1 month visa. Yet in coming from home,
Yeah.
he paid around 600 BD. But the guy managed to make for her 1 month visa, and after and the 1 month expired, the 1 month visa expired, and she paid for extension. The guy never made the extension, just ate the money. Instead of looking for the girl a job, they promised the girl a job. The girl, get me, I paid 500. They paid for me 500
BD.
I came on a 6 month visa.
And you know this visit visa, it's so cheap. It's so cheap. Like the visit visa, you can get it for how much? I think this person who made the visit visa. Okay, the extension is like 35 BD. Visit visa is like 150 BD. No. Is it even up to? Visit visa is like 120 BD, and 120 BD, if you have to convert it to my currency, is almost maybe 230 to 40,000. The visit visa is so cheap, but if you see the money they take from these people for visit visa, millions. Oh my god!
And they were scammed.
And at the end of the day, you don't even get a job. You have to come and start doing your hustling on your own.
So those people from Africa, they are the same people.
It's your brothers that kill you. Your own brothers that will kill you. Because the Cameroon lady who came here with the visit visa was a Cameroon guy who brought her here. It was a Cameroon guy who brought her here. Because you have to be your brother's keeper. Since you're not your brother's keeper, you're the person killing your sister.
Imagine. That's why I say I wish time I say I'm seeing the girl staying there. Up to now, the girl doesn't have a visa. Now I think I think it's running on. No, I think it's 8 months now. It doesn't have a visa. And I asked her, how do you manage the visa? You know what the girl told me? I'll wait for the police to catch me. The thing it doesn't know in Bahrain, once even if the police catch you, you have to pay the extension.
You
to go home.
Oh my god.
And like Bahrain, the dad went to prison to take things for someone. That's why I tell you Bahrain is a trading center.
Such employers who pretend not to know their employees need to be beaten very well. You cannot beat your employer. That one is another case. If you try that one is another wahala for you.
Don't have a visa, don't beat them.
That one is another wahala for you. You cannot. But you know some of them. For me, the reason why I think some of them take advantage of you, it's also how you deal with the situation. For example, if you're very soft. Now, when I mean very soft, it's not that I'm saying you should go and fight your employer. But sometimes you have to be tough. You have to be a strong person. You have to be composed. When you're talking to your employer like this, your eyes are not blinking. You're talking directly, looking into their eyes, and you're telling them this. Sometimes in the beginning of the contract or when you sign your contract and things are not moving for your favor, for me, I just think you should just go and look for something else.
And if you go by yourself, you put what?
On away case. But you cannot put on away case when you're still in your probation period. You have 3 months to be in your probation period. 3 months is
I had my friend was there. Now he's living a good life. She came in Bahrain, and I told the boss told her that I'm terminating you. The girl was like, it's okay. After the girl looked for another job and told the boss,
welcome to my life, Isis,
that you should cancel the visa. The girl was like, the boss was like, when the girl is not working in another job, the boss was like, I'm not going to cancel my visa. You have to come back and work for me. The girl was like, I'm not coming back for you. I'm already working. Just what I want the data for mobility, so that this lady cancels my visa. Put another visa in the system. After the time, the lady just wrote the police, claiming that the girl ran away from the job. The girl was in prison seriously, and he served the man the sentence they gave her. He was imprisoned because the boss never wanted her to do another job. He wanted her.
But if you're working somewhere and then let's say this boss is not treating you well and everything, you give a termination letter, and you don't give the termination to the boss.
I think
you give it to the post office. The post office sends it to the boss. You have nothing to do with your boss. This is how termination is done. When you want to terminate or you want to resign from a job, you don't give it directly to put the boss.
The girl was not resigning. The boss was the one who terminated her.
The boss terminated her and don't want her to work somewhere else. This one is not witchcraft.
It's Juju.
In Cameroon, a lady paid for a visa and flight through Momo, took her bags, went to the airport to fly, only to enter shock. My question here is, was she even going without a flight ticket? But what kind of, how do you pay your, in fact, when you're traveling, of course you have to have a document to show that you can fly, you have your visa, which is, it's clearly shown, and of course you're supposed to have, let's say, your flight tickets, everything you're supposed to see it, right?
That's why I always thank my agent for that 6-month visa.
6 months.
Yeah, big at him.
You know the person who brought me from Bahrain, from Dubai to Bahrain, is an Indian man. And you know this Indian man, the first time I had not seen him.
It was a Ghana guy.
I had never seen him. I saw this Indian man when I came to Bahrain. That means the level of trust. I did not know how to book
But
flights.
after me coming here,
yeah,
he was deported.
So what caused the deportation?
I think I was home and they called me. They told me that this guy is in it. I called her on the phone.
Okay.
And the phone was not reaching him.
Yeah.
And I asked everyone, how comes that I'm not seeing this guy? What's wrong with this guy? So the brother to the guy went checking to the police. By that time, the brother to the guy had an unemployment visa.
Yeah.
He's working in some factory for oil industry. So the guy went there. They told him they were imprisoned him. What happened? He never had visa. I was like,
he did not have visa. Then how did he bring you? Or maybe because you know this Indian people, this Indian guys.
Yeah, but I think he was
expired.
He was working in Rami restaurant, Rami
supermarket.
So I think the visa got expired, and he was like not putting the visa in. So he was caught in Gudebia, and he immediately. Even he spent 8 months in Bahrain, but I don't know what. For sure, what TV did you be that?
No, you pay the fine. You will pay the fine because I
never had money for fine, so he had to go back to Ghana immediately.
No, it is better now. It's better that you go back than to even pay the fine. But the thing is, they are going to put it the blacklist. They are going to put it the stamp, and I don't think you'll be able to come back to Bahrain within some period of time.
I talked to him. Do you want to come back? I said, you need to come back to Bahrain to do what? He wants to go in another country.
Yeah, you go to another country because a lot of people come to Bahrain and they face it very difficult, and then they go out. They don't want to come back here because they already had a bad experience.
Even if I'm to get out of Bahrain, I can't come back to Bahrain.
Obviously, even if I have to get out of Bahrain, I'm not coming back. No, I won't. But it does not mean there are no jobs. But the only issue is Ramadan time. I don't think there are jobs now.
Unless people scam people.
Unless people scam people. So if you want to
tell
scam
them that there's a job. By the way, there is this habit in Bahrain. If you don't know, a person comes and tell you you can buy a job. After buying a job, for that person just tells the boss, you know what? He will work for you for 1 month. After a month, fire.
Really?
Yeah, fire him or her. So this one gets the money. After getting the money, then the boss fires you, and these two they share the money.
Why is it very difficult to find a job in Bahrain, please? I don't think it's difficult for you to find a job in Bahrain.
Aziz, have you tried?
You need to try. Like for example, the most important app is the Expatriate Bahrain app, right? You have to download this app where you check your jobs, and of course they have a particular time.
Who give you jobs, they get those jobs from Expatriate.
Yeah, they get a job from Expatriate. So on Expatriate you have to be there.
For me, the job I was working on, I met it on Expatriate. So let me come.
Okay. So with your Expatriate app, if you get the Expatriate app, download it in your phone, and then you specify on the particular kind of job you are looking for, and of course it takes let's say it takes time, but there is a particular time where you're going to be looking for a job. Let's say we have within this 12 a.m. from 12 a.m. it's at 11 p.m. at night, right, to 12, you have to start searching for a job, because during this era people start posting jobs. So this is the best time for you to look for a job. So I don't think getting a job in Bahrain is difficult. I know a lot of people have been saying that getting a job is so difficult, but now we're in the period of Ramadan. So during Ramadan period, so many people don't employ people. employment is done usually before or after Ramadan, because during Ramadan some bosses are even finding a way to fire their staffs because there is no business, and of course they don't want a lot of people saturated at their job site. So if you want to get a job, and this Ramadan time, the period of fasting, there's no business, shops are closed, you are not allowed to open shops in the morning. If you open shops in the morning or dine in, somebody come and eat. In fact, oh, Bahrain, like if they catch you eating on the road, you have 100 BD fine to pay. If they catch you eating or drinking on the road, 100 BD fine to pay, and they'll even still lock you. They'll lock you for doing that because you're going to make somebody to feel hungry.
If you don't want to suffer this consequence of Ramadan, it's better you look for jobs which are not under food industry. If you don't want to suffer these consequences, because this thing is going to be what? To be again and again and again. You find another job, they do the same thing. You find another job, they do. Once it's the food industry, I think once you're looking for a job, avoid the food industries.
Why do you avoid food industries? 90% of the 90% are restaurants that employ people, restaurants and cafes. So why would you tell him to avoid restaurants instead?
There are other jobs. There are flower shops. There are what? There are flower shops which can even train you. Yeah. You train from work.
Okay, for somebody like Aziz, please, what's your occupation? Can you tell us what you do for a living so we'll know how to guide you on this path? But for me personally, I think that if of course you need to look for a job, majority of the people or the places that are employing are the restaurants, the cafe, food. People in Bahrain eat.
I have my friend. She works in a flower shop. He works in a flower shop. He's a boy. He always gets. He's given 250 BD a month. On that 200 is what? Half this house what? They pay for her rent, for him rent,
Transportation.
He's being paid 250 BD a month. Flower shop. So can you
wait,
that?
Including your transportation and feeding is inside 250 BD.
Yeah.
The money is smaller.
It's not small.
It's not small. How? You have 250 BD. How much do you have to pay for housing, by the way?
A man, even if you're a man, you can even stay in a bed space for 5 to 5.
Okay, it's a lady now. Let's say it's a lady.
It's a lady.
Yeah.
You can be in room sharing.
How much?
75 or 60.
75 or 60.
Yeah.
From 250, how much we left?
250. Just count. It can be equal to the side. I think he gets.
It's not going to be equal. Let's say you're earning 250 BD, right? And then you're paying a house for 75 BD.
And they are giving you visa.
Okay, they are giving you visa, but
You're
of
not
course they
working
have to
hard.
give you visa.
There's always this food industry, they put you on pressure.
Yeah.
You work hard like you were working on the site. You were you were working on the building site. But in the coffee shop, you are going to go sit, work on contract. You have a contract. Just, and it won't close for Ramadan. Trust me, it won't close. That Ramadan is here, we are closing Ramadan here, we are cancelling your visas. Ramadan is here, we are reducing the workers. You won't find those cases. After what? Those what?
Okay, what I'm understanding from your site is that if you're looking for a job, you should not go to restaurants, not cafe, because cafes are different from restaurants.
Guys, forgive me, I'm breaking my fast.
She's the most and so she's breaking her fast. That's why she's drinking her water. Feel free. Feel free.
You see, in Ramadan, cafe,
Yeah.
it's under food industry.
Okay.
And how can you tell me that the boss has 2 workers in the coffee shop, and they are saying that we are not supposed to open the coffee shop in the morning? And those 2 workers, one was working morning shift, another one was working night shift. That means the boss should reduce that 1 worker and remains with that one person who works
Full
shift. So you who works morning shift, you are going to be fine. Come what may, even if you say you come what may, you will be fine.
Okay.
So it's better you go in the flower shop. They are over open.
Yeah.
And for flower shop, they don't like coffee shop, they work every day. Flower shops, you can be in the shop sitting there all day without any flower order.
Because flowers, of course, you need for Valentine.
Yeah. So you sit there when the boss is always paying.
Yeah.
So my friend has tried the flower shop. I don't know what's your taste, but for me, my taste was flower shops ever since I came to Bahrain. But I don't know. God is trying to send me to.
Yeah. But
the
since you
shop.
said okay, not going to foods
For
industry,
the ladies, spas and salon.
Now me, I don't know how to do all these past things. How am I going to do?
As I told that coffee, you can go in the flower shop and they teach you. And the boss, the good thing, the bad thing as we have, you can go in the job, you tell the boss, I know everything.
Yeah.
I know this. That's bad. Be frank, be open. Tell the
If
boss.
they want
you
to
know what?
assist you, they'll assist you.
Come talk about. There's a girl went for. He was training for coffee.
Yeah.
The only coffee he knew, espresso.
Wow.
He only knew how to do espresso.
Extract
So
espresso.
he went and operating the machine, what and what. So he went to ask for a job somewhere, and the boss told her, do you know how to make coffee? That he had. The girl told me, not to lie you, but the only coffee I know in my life is espresso, and I can make
Very
espresso.
simple. Once you say the truth, it's going to
The
set you
truth is
free.
going to set you free, because you give those bosses free stuff.
You give them already like the mindset that you can do this and you can do that.
The girl told them the only coffee I know is the espresso. The boss got one, and the girl told me I'm willing to learn. Now the girl is working, and he knows every type of coffee.
Yeah.
The only thing, you go there, don't tell them that I know. There's just people. Okay, in the CV, right? Yes, I know. But once we in the interview, be frank.
Be frank. But you know, one of my auntie, she told me that when you're looking for a job, anything that can you do, say you can do. So majority of us Africans,
your aunt, I think your aunt told you. There's a question this boss is asking. What if you don't get a barista job? Can you do another job? Just say yes.
No, instead you're making the barrister to feel, you're making the person to feel desperate. And I know some disadvantages or some of the things you shouldn't show your boss is that you're desperate. Of course, I know you're desperate. You need a job. That's why you're coming for the job. But don't show them that you're desperately in need of this job, because they're going to take it for their advantage.
For me, the mindset is that you have to be frank.
See, I used to think getting job in Bahrain was ABC.
What do you mean?
Sincerely, Christian, sincerely, everybody has his or her own luck. For me personally, to get a job in Bahrain was ABC. For me, it was ABC for me to get a job. So everybody has his or her own luck. Some people might hunt for this job for thousands and hundreds of days, sleepless nights, and still not get it. But
it is for me. I tell you the jobs that the job interview I've ever went in before coming to invite. Even I don't tell that a boss can call you and start conversation with you. So I was like, you need to go back there. Getting job in Bahrain, it's easy. For some people,
yeah,
you can go to the interview, but the workers, the employees exploit people.
1 minute. Okay, we are back.
I received my gift today, TikTok. Yay!
I'm on YouTube live. Bye, Mama.
See ya.
See ya.
Hey, man, that's Miss Nami.
Okay,
You see her from there.
I'm on live.
You do what?
She said,
1 minute, guys.
Because we have to show the people we are happy on my face. Your gym is nice.
Thank you.
So I'm smiling now. So on my face.
Welcome. Okay, so we are back. We are back live. Don't mind, I have a lot of distractions here. I have my mama who just left, my colleagues. Yeah, that's why. Okay.
So like, I was saying, like I was saying, if you are to get a job, don't tell those bosses that you know more, you know this and this, you do this. My dear, please. Like, you know yourself that you don't know anything about the flower, how to
cut the flowers.
How
Don't
to
know
do what?
anything.
You don't
Tell
know.
them you don't know
If you
anything.
think that you say, my boss, I'm very sorry, I don't know, but I'm willing to
To
learn.
learn.
I'm willing to learn. And as you know coffee, as you know what, you will be able to learn that. Because something which doesn't talk can't feel.
My sister spent months there. Her visa even expired, no job. She kept going for interview, no call. I'm beginning to doubt it if if was too dumb. If she was too dumb. No, the thing is that first thing about you sending your job applications or applying for a job, it has to be your way of presenting this. Okay, you cannot just send a CV to somebody's phone and you don't say anything.
It's like this. She's right, 100%. You're right. Some has that type of sending a CV. Yes, you have sent a CV. So you expect an employer to do what? To do what?
To do what?
Exaggerate the thing.
Yes.
You are from which country? You
Yeah.
do expect those people even they don't read CVs.
Yeah.
You know Arabs, I'm sorry to say so. Some of them never.
Yeah. Of
How
course.
they expect him to read that thing?
Yeah.
How they expect?
I don't want your volume to come out.
So good.
Okay.
How do you expect that person to read that thing? So you, introduce yourself. I'm experienced. I'm this. I'm from. First, introduce yourself, but you send CV without anything. Even if you have a video for your thing you are doing, try to send that video. They don't know how to read.
So before you send, sometimes it's your way of approach. Like when you want to send a CV, at least you should put a caption beside. Hello, my name is Vanessa. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Cameroon. I have experience in the field of hospitality as a waitress. I've been working this. Say something before you just send. Don't just
Take
send
an
a CV.
example of coffee. You are making coffee or making latte art. After the CV, send that video. But you put the CV. You want you how to do what? They don't know how to read. I'm sorry to hide it. They don't know how to read.
Yeah, majority of them don't know because
unless you
they
have written
speak
that thing
in Arabic, of course. So majority of so maybe your star did not get this job because of how she presented her CVs to the bosses. And of course, maybe when they went for interview, and for one thing about the interview, when you go for interview, okay, and they tell you they're going to call you, they are definitely not going to call you. Just look for another job. Because when you go for an interview, of course you have to start discussing the money and everything at the point.
The interview where you go to and don't discuss about the man and they say it's called you.
Just forget, they're not going to call you. So when you go for an interview, of course they will tell you there that we have this amount to pay you.
And passing an interview in Bahrain, it is easy.
Yeah.
It's not like in Africa.
Yeah.
Where a person can ask you, how can you in Africa someone can ask you even how many kids do you have?
Yeah.
And how do you manage them?
Yeah. But here to get an interview is very simple. The first thing is you should be bold. When you go for an interview, you should not be shaking. Because of course this person is a human being just like you and I. He or she does not have horns that you should be scared of. So when you go for an interview, you don't just have to be scared about anything, and of course you're going to get a job. So these are some of the reasons why, or this might be the reason why your sister has not been called for any job interview at the moment. Maybe she was afraid, and maybe her way of sending the jobs to the people were very wrong, and maybe she did not even build a good CV, because a good CV also matters. A good CV also matters. Let's say you just make a CV and you don't put your experience. How many years?
There's someone tried for my CV. Someone wrote a CV. Even I myself, I read it. I can't give myself a job.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't know if these people. I don't know. And to tell you guys, we have this message. This Arabs they don't know. Yes, they don't know. But I want to an interview. And they said we are going to fight with the boss. It was coffee issues. We are going to fight with the boss. The difference between cappuccino and latte and latte. We are going to fight. I reached there. The guy asked me the terms. You know something, when you were in a lesson, he was using some terms, hidden terms. Do you know the meaning of this? When I was in the class, so we went to do the practicals. I think the interview even it said it was the meaning of the interview took 3 hours. 3 hours.
Just interview.
Now the guy even became my friend. We are just friends. I told you know what? I can't work for you.
Oh my god.
He told me once you're making cappuccino, do you know the way he extracted coffee? He just got coffee what? You just got coffee from the grinder and just poured their water and steamed something. He steamed that foam, a very big foam,
Yeah.
forward there, and told me that is cappuccino. So I was like, you put cold water in the coffee, and cappuccino is expected to be hot.
Yeah.
How can you tell me that you've just poured that cold water and that coffee you mix and you put that
foam, and you expect me to believe it's cappuccino? So what are you teaching me?
We ended up fighting,
quarreling, because of course you know what
What's right?
you've learned.
He was like saying that me, I don't know what I have on the table.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me take a picture. I show someone. I was like, no, don't take that.
Of course.
So like, I don't know. I don't know. These people in Bahrain, they are some who pretend to know when they don't know.
So the thing is, when in fact you should know what you're doing, because somebody can even turn your brain and say, okay, and say you don't know what you're doing. So you should know what you're doing in the first place before you argue with somebody. Because if you don't know, it's a big issue for you.
Because someone mixing cappuccino. What cappuccino is this?
Of course, cappuccino is supposed to be hot, not
cold. It could be hot, very hot, but for her used cold coffee. Yeah, even how can you get coffee? Like you are putting sugar in something. So I was like, this guy, you have to first do what? To first argue on this. After I'm telling you, I'm not working for you.
Very simple. You just resign.
I told him, I'm not working for you. I don't want to pass this interview. And he told me that I was going to even give you my salary. I told you, know what? I don't want that salary.
Yeah.
Let's stay friends. We shall communicate. But me,
no.
You want manage.
No. Because he was not going to. He was not going to work.
Someone who tells you what to do when he's saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're saying what to do and you're doing the opposite. So, of course.
So Bahrain has so many funny things. It's a life experience. So that's why I can't tell someone not to come. You have to come and experience.
Even for me, if somebody tell me, do you think I should come? I'll tell you, come and experience it. Because but if you tell somebody you don't come, the person might think, okay, you're enjoying all the luxury and you don't want me to come. So
I won't promise you this will be this. I won't promise you anything.
Yeah.
But come.
Yeah.
And you see
for yourself
what's happening. Come. You experience some things. So now, even now, I can go to Africa. I know what to do. I know that these salaries are not what and what. This what they are, this and this. I know.
Yeah. So you might okay like. Okay like. I will cut your hair. So
for you at these people, you have to come. Don't leave. I know it's hard, but I can't tell you that. I don't know.
I don't tell you not
to
come.
Is hard,
but you just have to try, because of course everybody has to give it a try. It's not easy.
You have to be yourself.
Yeah. Because this my aunt, she was like, if they ask you, can you drive? Tell them you can drive. I said, I don't know driving. What if I carry for? And they tell me, okay, you're going to be a driver, and I carry for. I'm going to train you. What I'm going to say. She just told me anything they ask you, just tell them you can do it. And the first day I came and interview you, like back then in Arabica, I was doing coffee, but I did not know how to do this coffee well. I was just doing mostly cold coffee. Of course, I know how to extract, but I did not know how to really do the coffee and the latte and everything. And then Invest was trying to teach me during that era. And I'm so stubborn. I don't want to learn. Of course, if I don't want to learn something, I don't want to learn, because me, I'm a waitress. I don't want to learn anything concerning coffee, because they're going to take it for their own advantage.
I've been in a waitress field for 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
And so when I came there, they asked me, can you do coffee? I'm like, yes, I can do coffee. And Yvette already told the manager she cannot do coffee. Ruth had already told the manager she cannot do coffee. But when I came, yes, I can do coffee. And I did absolutely trash. But you see, when something is your own, it's your own. Because you see, this job was my job. That's why I got this job. Because even after making trash as coffee, I still got that job. So when something is your own, it's your own. Sure. But the basic is, or the most important thing is, when you go for an interview and you don't know how to do something, tell them you don't know how to do it. If that job is your own, it's your own.
Yeah.
Because
you end up making the mess cut. It's like the driving. Can you tell them?
Yeah, of course I cannot tell them I can drive. I cannot. I've been trying to drive, been learning how to drive for how many months now. At the end of the day, when the person will teach me how to drive, and he'll be like, Vanessa, mash that brake. Do you know what the brake is? Yes. Do you know what? Yes, mash. Fiam. I'm doing something else. And one day we almost had accident. It's like, I'm never going to teach you how to drive again. So of course, if you don't know how to do something, just tell them you don't know how to do it. Don't just put yourself into a deep shit because you want to learn or you want to do something.
Tell them that, because those people even who are there, they go them when they don't know.
So you
training a
learn.
person to nothing. It's only one way.
Yeah,
one
they're
way.
gonna train you. They're going to train
And
you.
the funny thing that boss I was telling me about after he told me, but you can still teach you coffee. I was like, this man wants me to kill him from here.
Yeah.
You can still can be teaching you coffee. You cannot teach me coffee when you are coffee are making.
When you don't know how to do your own and you want to teach
So,
me how
like,
to make coffee.
coming abroad is a life experience.
Coming to abroad is a life experience. So you come and you try and
Don't sit
see
back.
how it works for you. So don't just give up. Or I'm never going to discourage anybody to come to Bahrain. Never. A lot of people have come to Bahrain and gone back home. A lot of people have come to Bahrain and made it here in Bahrain and have built house, bought cars, and done things. So I'm not going to discourage anybody. Everybody has his or her own luck. Anybody deserves to try. Try it and it fails, and we know okay it has failed. But of course, discouraging somebody to travel out, no, you should never do it. Allow that person to go out, hustle, and see that it's not working for his or her own favor, and move back to the country. But you discouraging the person who has not even tried, it's not what I'm going to advise any of my viewers. Nobody. Just give it a try. So thank you guys for watching my live. It was an interesting one. I'm so glad for the people who came to my live. This is actually the first time I'm coming to my live and I'm talking about Bahrain, and it was so interesting. I hope you guys learned something. And Salima will be with you guys again for more videos because she always have she always have an interesting way to back up the story. Like don't. And if I'm trying to say do, but she's like don't. So she's always kicking again. So she's always going to be here with me. So
Bahrain.
yeah,
Every
Bahrain.
country is like that.
She said it's not about Bahrain. So many countries like this.
People there are suffering.
People suffer. But me, I'm not suffering. I don't even want to
But
suffer.
people there are suffering. Be you come when you're expecting. I don't know. You're expecting the bad side.
You know that
side.
these
it's like
agents,
it's like entering marriage.
these agents, these are the people who give the wrong information. From all this life, what I can give you as a take-home advice to someone who dreams to come to work in Bahrain, what are the pros and cons?
Come again.
Okay, so what are the pros and cons of working in Bahrain? That's the question. For me personally, the advantage of working in Bahrain is that if you're working in Bahrain and you have your visa or your employer gives you your visa, the employer is going to cover your health insurance, which is number one, and it's very important. The person is equally going to provide you a house. Not all, but majority of them are going to provide you a house where you're going to stay. They're going to provide you transportation. So the advantage is you're going to get a good medical facility, okay? Because yeah, if I'm not feeling well today, I can go to the hospital and I'm not going to pay a dime because my boss cover my medical insurance. I have type A insurance. Whatever sickness I have, whether I'm supposed to go for an operation or whatever, my boss already covered it. So of course I'm good to go when it comes to health. So this is one advantage. They protect you when it comes to medical. Even if I get pregnant, if I'm married legally and I get pregnant and I want to give birth, I'm going to have a leave, and this company still covers my insurance. So this is one advantage. Now the disadvantage of coming to Bahrain is that majority of these employers are going to take advantage of you if you're not on point. Like if you're this kind of a person who is afraid to talk to somebody, or if you're this kind of a person who thank you, Chris. And of course, if you're this kind of a person who is afraid to talk to your boss or afraid to bring things to the table how you want it to go, they are going to exploit you. They're going to use you so badly because you know people take advantage of little opportunities they have. Yeah, and they can just kick you anytime. And that is if you don't even know the rule. If you don't know your rights as an employee, as an employer, I mean, you're going to see fire. But once you know and your boss is aware, you know, then of course you're not going to face any difficulties while working in Bahrain. And another thing is when working in Bahrain, just stay on your lane. Don't cross your lane because you might get yourself into trouble. Okay, just mind your business. Whatever connects or whatever relates to you, just focus on it. Because if you want to just do something above your capability, or you want to try to challenge your boss or something, that's where you're going to face difficulty. So I'm not saying to challenge your boss, but I'm trying to make you to know that you should make your boss to be aware that you know your rights and responsibility as an employee. Okay, you should not be scared. They are not going to eat you. Yeah, they're not going to eat you. So this the advantage is the medicals. Just imagine, let's say in Cameroon, if I'm working somewhere there, I don't think they're going to cover my medical. I'll go to the general hospital, I'll pay for everything. But yeah, if I have the slightest headache, I just go to the hospital and they do everything for me. My lab tests, they just do my lab tests. I take my result, go to the pharmacy, take my medicine for free. I don't pay a dime. My boss has covered everything. So this is one advantage of you coming to work in Bahrain when it comes to your medical. And of course, another thing is when it comes to the currency, Bahrain's currency is so high. Just imagine 35 dinar is 50,000 in Cameroon. 35,000 here is 50,000 in Cameroon. So their currency is high. So of course, when you work here, no matter how small the money is, you're going to get good money back home. Yeah. So, do you have something to tell them?
The only word I have for them is to come to Bahrain and try.
You should come to Bahrain and try.
Come to Bahrain and try.
And shoot your shot. So guys, I'm going to be ending this live, and I thank you so much for those who have taken their time to come to my live for my first live. I'm so grateful. Are you coming back?
I'm coming.
But I'm ending my live. Yeah. I'm so grateful. This is my first time, and I think next time I'm going to make it more organized. But I had to make it at the right time where I'm not going to have noise or I'm not going to have people playing music, because you know, with all these copyright claims, I didn't want a situation where somebody will be playing music behind and everything I'm just doing will be for a waste. So thank you so much once more. I'm super grateful for coming to my live. I will see you guys again in my next live. Salima, come and tell bye-bye. Bye-bye.